Hello, welcome to Beyond the Stonks. I'm Jacob. This is John Heimersmith. Say hello.
Hello?
Uh, all right. So you may have heard by now there was a massive data leak, 16 billion login credentials from Google and other sites. Absolutely insane. That means potentially two accounts for every single person on planet Earth. I doubt that that's actually 100% accurate, but that's still insane. Like, how do you
Like
feel
how
about
many
that?
again? What's that number again? Repeat that.
16 billion.
Yeah, it's just how many
Basically two
like
accounts for every single person on Earth.
that's terrifying.
Yeah. So some sources are saying there might be some overlap, but I don't see anyone saying that the data isn't recent. Like it's relatively recent data, so they believe this is basically the largest data breach to have ever occurred in history. But the way that it happened is what is relatively interesting. So I'll just go into this article. I think it was the best one I could find at the moment. So yeah, 16 billion login credentials have been leaked and compiled into data sets online, giving criminals unprecedented access to accounts consumers use each day, according to researchers at cybersecurity outlet CyberNews. Cool. According to a report published this week, CyberNews researchers have recently discovered 30 exposed data sets that each contain a vast amount of login information, amounting to a total of 16 billion compromised credentials. That includes user passwords for a range of popular platforms, including Google, Facebook, and Apple. So I've heard a lot of people saying that there might be some overlap between these sets of data, so it might not be quite as much, but I can't find, it doesn't seem like I could find much confirmation on that. Like it might literally be 16 billion different unique logins, which is absolutely insane. That's my brain can't even comprehend that. Not only that, but the way that it was potentially stolen was using software called info stealers, which is they'll probably talk about it here. I'll just kind of skip to it. Various so-called info stealers are most likely the culprit. Cyber News noted. Info stealers are a form of malicious software that breaches a victim's device or systems to take sensitive information. So this is stuff that might be running on individuals' computers or phones or server systems, meaning that it might not be a direct attack on something like Google or Facebook or Apple. It's like the individual was compromised on a mass scale, which that part alone, the volume for all of this data to be recent and it be individuals is absolutely just staggering to me. That should
Keep wondering
make
who
go ahead.
I keep wondering who did this, like who is even responsible. Like could it have been like a country? Like who like would have done all this?
I don't know. I mean, it certainly the volume certainly makes me think. Okay, this must have been a country or a large group of people who have an agenda of some kind. It doesn't feel like it's one crazy guy in their basement. Some crazy
Right.
dude in their mom's basement writing script kiddie shit. If this feels like it's been going on for a long time, and they just recently launched another extraction, I guess, and compiled it, and I believe you can just access this information very easily on the dark web. So it's not like just this handful of people have access to this. It's like it's just allegedly.
And then I
It,
guess the next question is why? What are they getting out of this? What do they want?
well, I mean,
They're getting money, I guess.
I guess because in my mind, I'm like, if I was a bad actor and I had infinite, basically, what would effectively feel like infinite password logins, I would just set up some kind of script that just loops over it and just tries to log in over and over and over and over, and it just ping me when it finds some poor soul that it logs into successfully that doesn't have
Mhm.
like dual authentication set up or something on their bank, and just go to town. So like just do that all day. Like I don't. I guess you can make more money and be less liable by just selling the data. Perhaps I don't know. Maybe someone in the comments who's understands that market could tell me why I'm stupid, that would be great, actually. But I'm seeing everywhere just effectively your primary email accounts and your primary bank accounts just change the password pretty much as soon as humanly possible, which is just creepy, crazy.
I swear it seems like every single day it's like our personal information is being stolen by someone. You get all the time a company saying that they'll offer free credit checking because they had a data breach. It's like all the time.
Yeah, I think we're reaching this point of cybersecurity. Um, what is the word that they use for like the vaccines? Whenever everybody got tired of taking vaccines, there's like a word that they use for that. Uh,
Vaccine hesitancy or
it,
skepticism, something like that.
it's like exhaustion, or it's
Uh,
um crap. Yeah, what is that called? Okay, hold on. It's fatigue. Jeez. So yeah, it's like it's almost like there's this um cybersecurity fatigue where there's tons and tons of people who are just so used to hearing it that I think that they go, oh, okay, everybody was breached. Last time I heard there was a breach, I didn't get hacked, so whatever, I don't care. I'll just keep using the same password for everything, and I'm not gonna. That's the vibe I get from a lot of people, or they just don't even know this happened, which is relatively understandable if you don't like live on the news. But considering this is the biggest breach of all time, and it statistically, considering that it's two accounts for the entire population of the planet, means that statistically, if they're all unique, you're probably on that list. Is insane to not go, oh, okay, I need to go change my password right now, you know? But I don't get that vibe at all. Like, I just get this, I don't care, whatever. I'm pretty chill about this. It's odd to me, but kind of like what you said, I feel like it's pretty much at least once a month, there's something where,
right. It's just
yeah, insane. So yeah, for the next topic, wanted to go over the Tesla Robotaxi stuff that's coming out. There's still, as this title says for me, there's still a lot of questions in this space where when I hear the word taxi, I think of I can just call the taxi and it will take me anywhere, but that's clearly not what's going on here. It's isolated here and it probably has very strict routes that it takes. I'm assuming based on what I'm reading. The idea that everything's going to be 100% autonomous, I'm going to whistle into the clouds and my car will just arrive. I don't think that we're there yet, despite what I'm hearing a lot of people say. So I'll just go ahead and read this real quick and go from there. Tesla has started giving rides in driverless Model Y SUVs in Austin, a decade after CEO Elon Musk began making and breaking a myriad of promises. Yeah, that's true. About his company's ability to launch such a service. The rollout will become the first big test of Musk's belief that this is possible to safely deploy fully autonomous vehicles using just cameras and end to end AI, an approach that differs from other players in the space like Waymo. Waymo's another interesting player, honestly. Did you see all the Waymo cars that were like on fire in the protest or whatever? That was crazy.
no. What pro was that? Was that related to the Tesla pro? What protest was that?
Uh, on fire. I'm not gonna go into like the steep politics of it, but I'll see if I can find a nice picture. Yeah. So these are like the autonomous Waymo cars,
Oh,
and
in Los Angeles. Oh, I
yeah,
see.
and they were one of the prime targets of the protesters. They decided that the Waymo cars must die, apparently. So I don't know, like oddly feel bad for the little AI cars. I don't know, but yeah, it's also quite insane. But won't go into that. We got to talk about Tesla. The Tesla stonk go up.
So as far as the these autonomous rides, I don't get what's the point of it is if apparently someone's sitting in the right seat of these cars or something like that, like or the back seat as a safety check, like then what's the point of having an autonomous if someone has to an employee has to be in there anyway?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that article somewhere in there.
Okay.
You're just looking at it says that same
Yeah.
paragraph where
Oh,
you just
okay.
highlighted.
And notably, a Tesla employee will be sitting in the right front passenger seat as a safety monitor. Okay. Yeah. Doesn't really feel super autonomous, but I mean, I like the idea that they're being safe. And I'm assuming they don't want their Tesla cars to go up in flames like the Waymo cars, perhaps, but it's nice to have a little bit of protection there. But yeah, that's kind of odd, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess they're not 100% confident in the performance yet, which maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
how is Tesla stock doing right at this moment?
I wish there were autonomous cars. It'd be nice if I wanted to go on vacation. A car could just drive me out, and like if I wanted to just take a nap, I could do so and not worry about it. That'd be
Yeah.
really nice.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, I'd have it take me to the beach. I just work from my laptop while it drives me to the beach. Get to the beach and be done. Just chill. Come back. That'd be kind of cool. Do you think they have free
Yeah.
Wi-Fi in the Tesla car?
I don't know. For me, that wouldn't work though, because I feel like it would make me car sick or something to
Oh, you
be
can't
doing
work in a
something
car.
a lot. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I know I've tried when I was a kid. I'd try sometimes reading it on a car trip, and it just always felt odd or weird, really weird. Not sure if I got car sick. It was just felt weird.
I've never really had an issue with car sickness, honestly.
Mm.
Well, when I was really young and we went on really long car rides, we had like this well, not little, large excursion, Ford excursion, and I get car sick in that, but I never had another car I'd get car sick in though. And I guess I'm really fortunate that way.
For me, it's small. We're just with reading or things like that. It's not like normally I don't get sick at all. It's just if I try to do something like that when I'm a moving vehicle, I just feel odd or off.
Maybe the Tesla car offers free Wi-Fi, a free laptop, and free nausea medication or some kind of drug or like something. I
Yeah.
don't know. They're in Austin. It's probably maybe they offer a lot of weed or something. I don't know. You get to smoke a blunt while you're riding your car. Go to the beach, chill out. That sounds nice.
Mhm.